Your Life, and tonight we're living it very dangerously for all sorts of unexpected reasons. We've had to switch the location of our very first surprise. You know, when I produced the book, about 20 minutes ago, I should have been over there at the Hilton Hotel, Park Lane, meeting that Rolls Royce you were watching. We have, in fact, been following it around all afternoon, and its glamorous guest on board, someone who was once known as Britain's #1 sex symbol. We've been following her and it around. She's been filming for a television program, and right now she thinks, with the filming over, that she is being transported straight to another studio, when in fact, without her knowing, we have switched the plan. She's been switched to this studio, which, when she gets as far as this door to where I'm going now, becomes this theater. Now, I want you to watch for the Rolls Royce arriving outside our theater. You may not be able to see it very clearly because we dare not put on any extra lights because she might get suspicious. All right, well, that's it, I've been told. So let's keep fairly quiet, fingers crossed, because this lady very much has a mind of her own. And if anything goes wrong at this stage, we have no show.
Straight in. Thank you.
Come in, Adam. I know you didn't expect to see me again.
Eamon! Oh, no!
Tonight, the legendary glamour girl of the screen, Diana Dors. This is Your Life. Over there at Park Lane to meet you, but things went wrong, so we met you here. And Diana Dors, this is your life. A life that's had more cliffhanging moments than the plot of any movie. It began on October 23rd, 1931, when you were born at the Haven Nursing Home, Kent Road, Swindon in Wiltshire, near the family home at 210 Marlborough Road. Both your parents are, alas, no longer with us. Your dad, there he is, was an army captain in the Great War, but it was your late mother who encouraged your earliest show business aspirations, but you hadn't learned any of those later famous pin-up poses when this was taken, age just 2. Now, you made your first film, The Shop at Sly Corner, when you were just 16, and here you are with the late Oscar Homolka.
I love glamour, don't you? Archie said that picture meant everything to somebody. And he got it for nothing. Can you beat him?
You went on to appear not only in dozens more films, but also become a star of television. And I know one of those television appearances was opposite this leading man 14 years ago. And he's been your leading man ever since, your husband, actor Alan Lake.
Oh.
And with him, your 12-year-old son, Jason.
Obviously knew about all this.
Oh, God, did I know about it 3 weeks ago?
Oh, that's terrible. You see, it just goes to show you to be married to somebody and not know what's going on.
Alan, speaking of that, only the day after meeting Diana, you had a rather special gift for her, hadn't you?
That's right, yes, Eamon. It was an antique Mexican ring that a very good uncle of mine had given to me just before he died, on the understanding that I would promise to give it to the first girl that I saw that I was going to get married to.
But Diana, you'd only known each other a day or so. Were you surprised when Alan told you about his uncle and the ring?
I don't think I was thinking too much about his uncle at the time. I was too interested in him.
Well, less than 2 months after you'd met Diana, you'd another ring on your finger, this time a wedding ring, because you were married at London's Caxton Hall on November 23rd, 1968.
Diana Dors, the perennial blonde bombshell, marries actor Alan Lake just 6 weeks after she first met him. It was sheer magnetism, said Alan, like the first taste of champagne. Diana was even more to the point. Meeting him was like being run over by an express train. Certainly looks as though he's got steamer.
Well, not the last time photographers were chasing you, Diane, but I wonder if you remember the first time. You were a schoolgirl at Selwood House, Swindon, but you also took tap dancing lessons, and when your father volunteered to organize concerts for the wartime American forces stationed nearby, you'd often be on the bill doing a song and dance routine, which is how you got your first picture in the paper, and we found it. Now, you made no secret of your ambitions in an essay you brought home from school to show to the family.
And your mother couldn't wait to tell me about that essay in which you wrote, "I am going to be a film star with a cream telephone and a swimming pool."
Well, the woman in whose home you spent so many happy seaside holidays in South Wales, your Aunt Anne.
Oh, my goodness.
And while we're at it, let's gather the whole family together. Anne's sons, Roger and Gary. And also that other family with whom you become so close, Alan's father, Cyril, his sister-in-law, Vilma, and her husband, Ken.
How lovely to see you. I don't know. I never realized that the people I loved who were so close to me could be so secretive and devious.
And tell me, in what part of the world did schoolgirl Diana dream about having that cream telephone and that swimming pool?
Definitely not Swindon even. Hollywood, Diana always talked about.
Now, Diane, at the very start, I told the audience before you came here that we were living dangerously, and at this point, we had hoped to hear from two people in Hollywood, two people very special to you, who'd filmed for you just by Paramount Studios. Unfortunately, something went wrong with that film, so we made a phone call, and I thought what they had to say, of course, you'd very much like to hear. I am, of course, talking about your two sons by your 1959 marriage to Dickie Dawson, Mark and Gary.
Hi, Mom. I hope you're having a great night, and I hope you're recording it all for when you come out to California again. It's 3 months since I've seen you, Alan and Jason. I really miss you and love you all. When I talked to you last, it was great to hear that you're back to your old self, because when you were taken ill, you really gave us all a big scare. And I've been thinking of all the things I kept meaning to put in, all those letters I kept meaning to write.
Oh, yeah.
Well, now, I think we're getting some pictures before they finish. Not only Mark, but Gary and Mark's wife, Kathy, too, right?
So I guess that's about it, except to say that we love you very much and we miss you. And have a great night. Enjoy it. Bye.
Thank you, Gary, Kathy, and Mark. Jason, you're already following the family acting tradition. A few weeks ago, you had a part in the children's television series. What part did you play?
Well, I played the son of a baker's boy. I mean, in the past, I played the son of a baker in this Great Fire of London. We went back in time. It's called Into the Labyrinth.
You see, he's got the talent. Well, Diana, your journey to stardom and a place in the Hollywood sun began on a freezing January morning in 1946, when aged just 14 and clutching a green suitcase, you caught the train to London and a place at the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art. And there was no keener student than Diana Mary Fluck, as your name was then. You decided to change it. But why to Dors?
Well, Dors was my grandmother's name. And if you've read my autobiography, Amy, which you obviously have, you'd know that.
I was wondering why you changed it. Diana, we've found a photograph
been through this before.
I don't think that you've seen for more than 30 years, on stage in a student production of the play Even Song. Now, there you are on the right, surrounded by the drama class of 1946. And from that same class, here tonight, Irene Sutcliffe, Peter Hearn, Margaret Stallard, John Wills, Cynthia Hickling, Norman Wright, Jean Holness, Paul Ciappasoni,
My goodness.
Kathleen Cunningham, and yes, that great comedy actress from You're Only Young Twice, Pat Coombs.
do you remember at Lambda?
I'll never forget. You were the comedian and I was the bad girl.
No, listen, I got all them lovely parts, romantic, sexy, and you were half jealous. But we're still best of mates, right?
Of course.
Thank you, Pascal. Acting wins you a silver medal in your first year at drama school, but your second screen role owed more to your dancing than to your acting. You were an expert at the dancehall sensation of the day, the jitterbug, as you proved in the 1947 film Holiday Camp. You went on to make many more films with your dancing partner there, including the hugely successful Huggett Family series. On his way tonight to the 20s musical Windy City, actor John Blythe.
Johnny Blythe! Oh!
And with him from your halcyon days in British movies, today, like yourself, great character actors all, co-star of Young at Heart, Megs Jenkins.
Megs!
Most recently, in the Agatha Christie Hour, Maurice Denham.
Oh, Maurice! Oh!
The film star friend from your rank charm school days, Patrick Holt.
Pat! Oh, I got Pat. I just had to be here.
And lastly, a lady who was deeply touched by a letter you wrote to her 22 years ago, thanking her for her sweetness and kindness. She ran the Rank Charm School, and you haven't seen her for those 22 years. Olive Dodds. Diana, back in your hometown of Swindon, they're proud of the little girl who found fame, as witness your appearance on this giant mural painted on this wall at the end of Union Street. Looking down from the window there is another local favorite, someone who once wrote to you with a very special request.
Dear Di, please will you let me have some of your pin-up pictures?
That was 34 years ago when he was a lonely young soldier, now world-famous zoologist, author of the internationally best-selling The Naked Ape and so many more, Dr. Desmond Morris.
Morris. Oh! Desmond, we must stop meeting like this.
Desmond, there was more behind that request for Diana's pin-up pictures than met the eye.
Oh, yes.
Yes, indeed, yes. You see, I was a very bad soldier. I was conscripted and I was no good at it. And every morning we had this kit inspection. And my bed was always a terrible mess. And I had to figure out some way of distracting the attention of the inspecting officers. So, as I'd known Diana very well in our Swindon days, I wrote to her and I said, send me some pin-up pictures. And I plastered them all over my locker door. And you see, that locker door was open for the inspection. And the next morning, the officer came in, and he just raised his cane to the maximum anger level when he saw my bed. And then out of the corner of his eye, he saw these marvelous pin-up pictures with your outstanding anatomy displayed all over the wall.
You see? It has stood me in good stead.
He turned and he looked at them, and from that day onwards, I never had any trouble with the inspection.
Oh, I'm so pleased.
So this is a belated thank you.
Oh, I'm so pleased I was able to do
Dr.
something.
Desmond Morris. At 17, you take your own flat in Chelsea and become one of the best-known figures in every sense in the high-flying, hard-drinking, always-a-party Chelsea set. But you were still a professional to your fingertips, and your first West End stage play wins you an award as Best Supporting Actress. It also wins you a lifelong friend who, more than 20 years later, offers you a part in a film he's directing.
But I must warn you, Dorsey, the part doesn't exactly call for a sex symbol.
Writer, director, and currently starring in the comedy hit Tom, Dick and Harriet, Lionel Jeffries. So Lionel, this wasn't a glamorous role you wanted Diana to play.
No, I tell you how it started. I rang her up one night and I said, it's a part, I'm not too sure we're going to be happy about it, because I said, I'm going to destroy all that sex symbol rubbish. And she said, you always wanted to do that? And I said, yes, well, I'll tell you what it is. She said, what's the name of the picture? And I said, it's The Amazing Mr. Blunden. She said, I see, you want me to play Mr. Blunden. I said, no, it's Mrs. Wickings. Oh. So she said, well, go on. And I said, well, we're going to pad you out to about 28 stone. She said, go on. I said, we're going to shove a wig on you, flea-bitten old grey wig. She said, go on. Anything else? I said, yes. To cap it all, we're going to stick a rubber wart on your nose with hair sticking out of it. She said, is that it? I said, that's it. She said, I'll do it.
And here you are, Diana, yes, a very different Anna Dors from the rank charm school days as Mrs. Wickens in the film The Amazing Mr. Blunden.
Aren't you interested in cash, you great lump? Cash! £30,000 if he snuffs it.
And tell me, Lionel, what did she say, when she saw herself in the mirror at the end of the makeup?
She said, well, you succeeded in destroying the myth line. But you see, she received national and international acclaim for that performance, because you see, she proved once more, she's always doing, what a marvellous, exclusive actress she is. She's not just a good actress, she's a totally exclusive and extremely brilliant actress, and I love her very much.
Oh. Thank you, Lionel Jeffries. But you were very much Britain's #1 sex symbol in the early 50s. You were just 19 when you met and married a former salesman, Dennis Hamilton, whose stop-at-nothing publicity stunts kept you both well and truly in the public eye for the next 6 barnstorming, headline-spattered years. But anyone who seriously thought Diana Dors was just another dumb platinum blonde product of her mercurial husband's publicity bandwagon had another think coming in 1956 with the release of a much-acclaimed film with you playing a young girl sentenced to death for the murder of her lover, Yield to the Night.
The chaplain gave me a book to read. It has bits of poetry and quotations in it. And there's one place I keep coming back to. For the night is already at hand, and it is well to yield to the night.
Next comes the chance of a film in Hollywood. Your first marriage had been crumbling for some time, and your new involvements in America meant the final split. Dennis Hamilton died 2 years later, aged just 33. You returned to America for more film work and television specials with some of the biggest names in show business. And they don't come any bigger than the good friend who's in Los Angeles tonight, Bob Hope.
Hello, Eamon. Hello, Di. You know, when they told me Eamon was planning this surprise for Di tonight, I thought first they made a mistake asking me to appear. I just couldn't remember Lady Diana ever doing a song and dance number on my show in America. But then, well, they said it was Diana Dors. Let me tell you, going back a few years, he used to pop up, I said, on my show almost as regularly as Crosby. And when you first came over to the States, I immediately understood why our GIs over in Britain were in no hurry to return home after the war, especially from the place called, what was it, Swindon? Sure sounded like a hell of a town, a kind of English Las Vegas. Oh, don't know how I ever missed it when I was here. Anyway, when I first met you, I thought we might have a game of golf. You certainly had a natural swing. But when I asked you if you'd like to play around, you said you didn't. But we became friends anyway. Seriously, Di, my NBC show has been going 33 years this year, and recently we put together some clips of shows from the past under the title of Women I Love, and you were right there because I love you a lot. And these days, there's quite a lot more of you to love. In fact, you're the only bit of the British film industry that's expanded. Just take care of her now, Eamon. Not too much excitement because she's led a sheltered life, that girl. Have a great night.
Thank you, Bob Hope. Well, next you're invited to take the Diana Dors show on tour in Britain, and you fall in love with and marry the handsome young comedian who's on the bill with you, Dickie Dawson. Together you leave for America, and your cabaret bookings, including a tour of Australia, lead to long separations, and that marriage too fails. You return to Britain, where further acknowledgement of your acting talent comes with an invitation to appear in the Greek classic Oedipus Tyrannus at the Chichester Festival.
Oedipus. You weren't supposed to go on stage eating your supper, you know.
Yes, he co-starred with you, longtime friend, comedian and actor, Alfred Marks. Alfred, how did Diana come on stage eating her supper?
Crabs.
Yes.
I found out she loves crabs, and Selsey, which is near Chichester, is the place for crabs. And I found a place where you get absolutely freshly boiled crabs. And I came in one night and told Diana I can get these crabs. She said, I must have some crabs. So I went out and got some crabs, brought them back, and she was about to go on for the most tragic scene in the whole play, where Oedipus is blinded, blinds himself, the blood everywhere, and she's about to go for this tragic scene playing his mother. And she insisted on having a piece of crab then. So I got a hammer, and I smashed the crab, which went everywhere, of course. And she went on stage for this terribly dramatic scene with a crab claw in each hand. Where she put it, God above knows. I'll say one thing, if I may just say this quickly. This was probably the biggest tragedy in Greek theatre, and we had more laughs on that than any comedy I've ever done in my life.
Thanks to you.
Thank you, Alfred Marks. Well, offers of character parts out of Pori, and your character is on an upsurge, and you take another unpredictable step in your life with Alan becoming a Catholic, and Lionel Jeffries there becomes your godfather. In 1974, you're taken ill. Meningitis is diagnosed, and for over a week you're close to death. Recently, when again you were rushed to hospital, this time cancer was diagnosed, and you faced even that with your customary courage. And you were operated on successfully. You were able to resume your career as an actress, and nobody was happier than a great pal with whom you'd filmed only last year.
Because when we met in the wash house, you made me laugh like a drain.
Neighbour, friend and colleague, star of Robin's Nest and television's Dick Turpin himself, Richard O'Sullivan. Richard, what was so rib-tickling about working with Diana?
Well, I don't know about rib-tickling. No, well, she's got a terrible twinkle in her eye, you know. And this particular scene that we were doing together, she was trying to wear this costume, and failed. And in fact, we thought we might get through the Guinness Book of Records. In fact, how many takes we'd get to get it right.
Because of the laughs, but you did eventually get it right, didn't you?
Just about, yes.
And we can take a peep at just what happened on the way to the wash house.
Ladies, hark as a pillycock. Ladies, are you then, you hot young rip?
Those curtains.
What about them?
They ain't to be washed.
Oh, you're a juicy young devil, ain't you? He's got a rolling eye.
Listen, ladies, all I want is...
We all know what you want, don't we?
Thank you, Richard O'Sullivan. Diana, before we close, we've one last trip to make because of all the friends you've made in 35 years in show business. For you, one stands out from all the others for a very special reason.
I'm very flattered that you asked me to be the godfather of your child, Gary.
Not only that, but you and your son spent many happy hours at his home in California. Tonight he's due on stage in St. Louis, Missouri, but grabs the chance to talk to you now. International entertainer, Liberace.
Hello, Diana, and hello, Eamon. I'm so happy to have this opportunity to talk to you. I have such fond memories of you, Diana. When you first came to California back in the days when we were both sex symbols, remember? You came to my home in the Valley in San Fernando, and we had such wonderful times together. Well, it's been many years since we first met, but I'm so proud of the fact that you've become such an accomplished actress. I'm still going strong, and I look forward to seeing you in London when I come there next May. God bless you, Diana, and my best to all of your many admirers, and especially to you, Eamon. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Liberace in St. Louis. And Diana, I close with a sentence you wrote yourself. As I gaze back in the looking glass of life, My 3 sons really are the fairest of them all. Jason here, of course, and your 2 sons who live in America, not in Hollywood tonight. For a happy ending, your son Gary and your eldest son, whom we haven't seen since you were in California 4 years ago. We've flown him here to Mark. Diana Dors, this is your life.
To me.